Ted, welcome to the program.
Glenn, always great to be with you.
Okay. We booked you yesterday to talk about the subpoena that was going out, and you were going to question Jack Dorsey and others on Friday. Yep. However, the GOP has started to waver on the issue. Why is the subpoena not going out for election interference and muting people who are delivering news about developments on Joe Biden?
Well, I believe one way or another it's going to go out, and Twitter and Facebook are both going to testify. Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg are both going to testify. They're going to testify in person. They're going to testify before Election Day. That's what I think should happen. That's what I am fighting vociferously to make happen. Right now, the companies are negotiating with the chairman's office to discuss terms to come voluntarily. I don't really give a damn whether they come voluntarily or under subpoena. They need to testify in person and answer questions for the American people about why they are trying to steal this election, to suppress the free speech, and to censor the press.
Why, Ted, is it important for somebody to say, I came voluntarily, not under subpoena?
I have no idea, because their lawyers are arguing for it.
Right.
Okay. It makes no
difference.
Practical difference. So I don't care if it's pursuant to a subpoena or they agree to come. But
right.
They are apparently trying to negotiate the terms. What I am pressing for, and listen, I hope Republicans stand firm. I mean, it's a matter of the Republicans on the committee not going wobbly, as Margaret Thatcher famously said some decades ago, and I hope that we do stand firm, and I'm doing everything humanly possible to urge my colleagues to do exactly that.
I don't know what their problem is, but I think the American people on the right are really, really tired of the saying one thing and doing another on this. I appreciate you standing firmly for the First Amendment. You said yesterday that Jack Dorsey is behaving as like Joe Biden's press secretary.
Yeah. Well, here's how the whole thing came to pass. So it was last week, as you know, the New York Post had two consecutive blockbuster stories. The first story, based on emails that allegedly came from Hunter Biden's computer, show that Joe Biden is not telling the truth and has been. They allege meetings between Joe Biden and Ukrainian oligarchs that Biden has repeatedly denied. The second blockbuster story was based on additional emails that showed Communist China offering Joe Biden directly millions of dollars. And it's important to underscore, look, this is not about Hunter Biden. By all appearances, Hunter Biden has led a troubled life, has made some unfortunate decisions. This is about Joe Biden, the man who would be president, who would be the commander-in-chief, and whether he directly is involved in corruption with foreign countries. In any ordinary universe, this is a major, major story. But then big tech stepped in, and they did something they've never done before. We know that big tech has been censoring individual conservatives, trying to suppress conservative speech. But the step they took here is they blocked, if any individual user tried to share either of the New York Post stories, you were blocked. You got a warning sign that said, no, you can't block this because this story is, quote, potentially harmful. Well, perhaps politically to Biden, but sharing a news story from a major media outlet is as part of democracy, part of free speech. And not only that, they blocked the New York Post itself. Right now today, the New York Post is not being allowed to post its own damn stories on corruption. And this is ridiculous. It's a threshold that's never been crossed before of Silicon Valley oligarchs declaring the authority to determine what the press is allowed to report and who's allowed to see it.
Well, the mainstream media is right in there with them. They're calling anything, really anything now, a conspiracy theory. They're calling all of these documents, and we don't have them only just now from the computer, but one of Hunter Biden's partner has released 28,000 emails to Peter Schweitzer, and we already now know that many of those documents on the computer are documents that he, as a partner, had with Hunter Biden, showing the relationships here. But they're calling it a conspiracy theory. If you bring up election interference, it's a conspiracy theory. You talk about that there is possible voter fraud. It's conspiracy theories. Ted, they are marking half of the population as crazy.
Well, and they are gaslighting us. They are deliberately suppressing. The New York Post has the fourth highest circulation of any newspaper in America. It's over 200 years old. The New York Post was founded by Alexander Hamilton. And Jack Dorsey is saying he can decide. By the way, if they can censor the New York Post, they can also censor the New York Times. A Politico reporter tweeted about the New York Post story. They blocked the Politico reporters until the reporter got on his knees and groveled and apologized to the big tech masters for daring to address a topic that his overlords don't wish him to address. And by the way, the Democratic talking point. So the Dem senators, by and large, are just ignoring this, like the media is. Mm-hmm. To the extent they've said anything, their argument is, well, this is all Russian disinformation. Well, okay, if that's your argument, fine. Prove it. Show some evidence. If these emails are false, you know what? I'd like to know that. If they're false, let's see some evidence of that. Mm-hmm. That's actually called journalism. But you know who hasn't argued that? Joe Biden. Joe Biden has not denied this is Hunter Biden's computer. He has not denied the emails are real. He has not denied that he met personally with the Ukrainian oligarch after lying to the American people and saying that he didn't. He has not denied that Communist China offered him personally millions of dollars. And the entire press is refusing to do their jobs. I mean, Joe Biden did an ABC town hall that was practically a kumbaya love-in where they were in robes and had daisies in their ears. I mean, it was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And Stephanopoulos, okay, one of these supposedly undecided voters was a former White House speechwriter for Barack Obama.
You got a problem with that? He was seriously considering Donald Trump. Come on. Jeez.
It's nuts. And Glenn, you've worked at these media organizations. How do they do this? How does the media?
This is beyond. CNN, this is beyond anything that I have ever witnessed.